Hi again. The second day in a row I got in front of that camera, right? Or I mean, it actually turned it on. How are you? Hope you're all doing great. I wanted to show you the pictures of my nose as I've been going through the last couple months. Since I turned down the Mohs procedure, they recommended, they did a biopsy. My dermatologist did a biopsy of the spot on my nose, and it came back, and I said this yesterday, but I'll reiterate. It is positive basal cell carcinoma, which she suspected. So I took a picture the day I said no to that, and ever since then, it's actually kind of, well, I'm not going to be, oh, yeah. My self-editing isn't working at the moment. Okay. It's all about how much I want to say and how much I want to show you guys, and because I don't want to scare you. Because, okay. So started out, let me show you how this started out. That's my nose spot, right? I'd say a month and a half to 2 months ago. I didn't write dates on these pictures yet. So that's the beginning of it. That's when she recommended I go and have the Mohs procedure, which, yeah. And I went to another dermatologist surgeon who was going to do the procedure, and I went through that whole and told her, no, I can't do that. Okay, so this is when I began my urine packs that I showed you in my video yesterday, right? Okay. And so there's, I don't know, 25 pictures here. So it kind of, can't hardly see it in a way, Now, the thing that you're going to experience is a witness to actually getting it out by the core, is what I believe it to be happening. Now, you might not be able to see that is so much better than the pictures I'm showing you, right? Yet. So keep in mind that, whenever we clean something really nasty and dirty, you kind of got to mess it up to get it out of there, right? You gotta mix it up with some things that are gonna cut it loose and let it soak out a little bit. You gotta soak some stuff that's really dried on and hanging tight. Okay, so just keep that in mind, is my thoughts there. Okay, you're gonna say, well, that it's actually looking worse. Now that's looking pretty nasty. Can you see this? Anyway, I'm not going to point out anything, actually. Just keep an open mind. I'm doing, it's not the urine packs inside my nose that I'm doing every day, actually. What I did show you yesterday, I need to back that up and tell you differently. I have been taping big bandages over there, and I go around and walk around that way, and it doesn't matter if someone sees it. Doesn't matter, because it's just part of my healing. So yep, I would go around with these Band-Aids on my nose for like a month and a half, 2 months. Okay, so let's keep with me here. Let's see. So I'm packing the aged on there and then leaving it all day long, and it gets a big, nasty, ugly, icky scab on it. So the scab would stick to the bandage then, and I would rip off the bandage and not rip it off, but it, you know, just take it off of there. And some of the scab would stick to the bandage and start it to bleed, and it would bleed and bleed and bleed, which I felt was a good thing. And then it would look a lot different the next day, you know. But then more of it would come to the surface and form this scabby looking stuff on my nose, you know. And so I would put more and put the bandage on there, and then it would stick to the bandage, and I'd take it off, and it would bleed and bleed and bleed and bleed and bleed, and that would maybe look a little better, right? And a lot better. But then it kept coming out, coming out. This one's pretty gross. Yeah, I mean, day by day, you guys, it would be this bad to that good. Weird. I mean, am I getting too close? That's gross. Sorry about that. I did give you a little warning. It goes through phases, you know. Like, look how bright orange that blood is or whatever. And then it would form this big scab, and I would put another bandage on there, and then that scab would stick to the bandage and come off and bleed and bleed and bleed and bleed. And then you get a healing. And now, right now, it's like I can feel it. I'm taking pictures still. I'll have another series of them for you. Probably in a couple weeks, maybe. I'll take pictures for the next couple weeks as it actually is going to heal to perfect. It looks like it's just going back to perfect, you guys. So now that the scab, you know, it feels like I've gone to as far as I can get with the outer packs. So I'm getting it from the inside, which is also conquering, I like to say, inside here too, that I believe goes. It feels like a Chinese elm tree, or one of those plants that grows roots under the ground, and like do dandelions do that? I don't think they do. No, they don't. Anyway, what else? I had something else I wanted to show you. Oh yes, yeah, I remember. Okay, I've got something else going on my arm right here. You guys see that? I mean, those are like age spots because I keep hitting it when I feed my dog. I keep hitting it and then bruising it. But this was it felt like an eczema rash. Came a couple months ago, maybe when I started doing these treatments. I'm not sure. Excuse me. Weird that happens. And right now it looks like I wish I would have taken a picture in the very beginning because you could barely see it, but it itched and I would scratch it, and it's just like, oh my gosh, that feels like eczema. So I did a pack on it. I took a piece of that gauze and wrapped it into a 2x2 pack, and then coated it and soaked it with the juices and put it on there for like 3 or 4 hours, and it got all it puffed out like a burn. It puffed out with what am I thinking? Blisters. Yeah. I know I didn't take pictures. I'm sorry I didn't take pictures for you. Anyway, and so I kept putting the packs on and putting the packs. Now it's in a scab form. So my point is, wow. Yeah, what is my point? The battle is with any of the disease. It doesn't just blissfully go away. I'm pretty sure it's just kind of can get ugly. We don't know. I had a doctor. It was a dermatologist actually tell me one time, because I was having pain, all kinds of pain inside my whole body. Could have been a healing crisis from the urine therapy. I'm not sure. This was 10 or probably 15 years ago even. And he thought I was a drug seeker, I think. He thought I was looking for, and I don't know if I'm not supposed to say that word. He thought I was seeking medication. I said, and he told me something that I have not forgotten, and that is cancer. There's no pain with cancer, is what he told me. I think I've said this on my channel somewhere before. Anyway, what do you guys think about that? Anybody with cancer? Okay. Did he? Okay. So maybe the pain comes from recovery from the surgery? I'm not sure. Maybe it's an emotional pain, doctor. For him to disregard me in that way was very harmful to my, me. It was harmful to me. And it's probably, I don't have 100% trust because of things that people say. Ooh, I don't want to say too much right now either to hurt you, Now I would never want to say anything to hurt you. So I had a little of, after soaking it, when it got soft and it was, like the pussy, scabby kind of stuff, there was a little green to it, and kind of freaked my husband out. You might get freaked out in the healing crisis of urine therapy, is my point. And I can't tell you what it'll look like, what kind of illness you might have going on. What I think is we all suffer from the same thing, and they name it different stuff. And maybe it is different. I'm not saying it's not different. Like you have one thing is different than the other one, Anyway, urine therapy heals all of it, though. It gets the body working as a one functional unit. You guys, right? It is so cool, and I have compassion every day for God, because wow, that's a pretty big conundrum to put into the puzzle of life for human beings, Lord. It makes out. Hey, have you guys researched at all the Cabbage Patch Kids and implants of the the orphan trains and bringing all the kids to America to put them into the schools and teach them all the ways of Americans. And like, and then I just flash back on my college. This is part of my PTSD, guys, and I'm sorry for processing this with you. But I was told in college that there's nothing else to learn. Everything's in books, and you're going to learn what's in those books to get your degree. Because I had some original thoughts when I was in college, and I was pretty much slammed down every time I even wanted to present them, right? I'm getting a little off track. I wanted to just to show you and talk to you about the longevity of urine therapy isn't pretty, and the healing crisis of it can be ugly, and people will tell you you're doing wrong, possibly. That green looks like infection care. Okay, but maybe that's getting out something that's causing something that's infection that, right? There's a whole different thinking to it, you guys. Whole different thinking that we don't know. I can't tell you what it is. I don't mean to say can't, but we don't have a way to talk to people that have done it a lot in America. So if you're not American and you have a YouTube channel and you would like to comment, for those of us here would like more information. So yeah, leave a comment and tell us. Okay, let me tell you. Oh, I've got one more thing, okay? Chemotherapy. I've been thinking about it, and my friend Anna, because I said something yesterday in my video that I wouldn't recommend doing chemo and urine therapy too, because of the double dosing. You might, when you drink and recycle, you're going to get what's going on in your body. And if you are taking a medication, you're going to possibly, you don't want to ingest more of that medication than you're prescribed to take, right? So I don't know about, I believe that's why it's a recommendation not to do urine therapy and participate in other things. But I personally don't have any experience. I haven't taken prescription medications, So if any of you have and you do urine therapy, it's not like it's not like one person can say the way it is, because we're all different and we make our own medicine. So, okay, back to the chemo. When I was early in the cancer diagnosis in 2004, I researched what chemo is. And it's interferon is the drug, the active drug that they use with it. And maybe I'm right. Please, maybe I'm wrong. Sorry. Correct me. And okay, interferon. So I found out that wheatgrass is interferon, that you juice it up, and it's the same thing. And so that's why I started growing and juicing and drinking wheatgrass shots. I think I was doing 4 to 8 a day, maybe. It's a lot. It is. It's because it's good. It's good. I'm doing some enemas, wheatgrass enemas. Yeah. So, I do think about that interferon, and it could be really good to drink your pee if you're doing chemo. I want to talk to, maybe I should call Brother Sage. He's a YouTuber who has been doing urine therapy quite a long time, and see if I can, we could get on a video and talk about it with some of his friends. He knows a lot of people who practice drinking the juice, yeah, so it'd be I think it might even be a good thing to double dose, do the urine therapy and recycle the chemotherapy. And people say, oh, it's going to make you sick. Maybe not. Maybe that would be the saving grace, to feed, to recycle the chemo. I'm daydreaming with you in front of the camera. I'd love to hear what you think about it, though. Serious. I mean, we got stuff going on in our bodies. Where is it coming from? Who knows? Do we need to eat better? Do we need to get the poisons out of our food? Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure we need to eat, but that's just my humble opinion. Let's see. I'm thinking that there's something else I wanted to talk to you about. I haven't counted every day that I used to journal every day how many glasses I drank, what it tastes like. But, you get, for one thing, who's going to read that journal ever and know what it means? Because I would do it in symbols after a while, and then started to figure out kind of what hieroglyphs mean a little bit by, excuse me. When you journal every day in that way, where you have something that's a symbol that means a whole sentence, maybe, like I drink 8 glasses a day of my own juices. I had, you put a little champagne glass or something like that, or this, something. Yeah, it does help you understand about hieroglyphics. I think we're going through some really, really cool times to come, you guys. People say Jesus is coming back, and they're waiting for a physical person. And my sister believes that, and I don't want to take that thought from anyone. If Jesus to you is the physical person coming back to live with us for 1,000 years, and that we could run over there with our social media and film him and it would go viral, I don't think that's the way it's going to be this time. It's Jesus. It's the juices that's coming back. And when we look back into history, you guys, it isn't that long ago that Jesus was here. It wasn't even 2,000 years, I don't think. I want to get around and look at these buildings, because I believe the juices were here. Jesus was here everywhere. We can see it in the buildings, guys. It's been fun talking to you. I haven't looked at the clock part of it. Oh, wow, 24:04. I'm right at the... It's a long time to listen to me. Thanks for your patience, your endurance, all of your keeper qualities, that you've got, that make us unique in the world. I love you. I love the human race, and I love every being down to the bugs. I do. We're pretty cool if you think about it, aren't we? We can heal our own bodies. It's just awesome. Anyway, we'll check back in on this guy. Maybe I'll take some pictures. I love you. Have a great day, guys. Talk to you soon.